The judge's order right here says, with respect to transportation by any USARK member. So, transportation, the way he wrote it, he's talking about the person that's shipping. That's what it says. To prevail on a preliminary injunction is extraordinarily unusual. It's very difficult. One of the things you have to prove is that you're going to prevail when you get to the actual lawsuit stage, what they call the merits of the case. So the judge has already looked at the issue of interstate transportation. That's just a matter of looking at law. And we presented the law. Fish and Wildlife presented the law. What law there is what's been presented. There may be something else that someone can find. I have a hard time believing there's something that's going to change the decision. So, at this point, he's already decided for preliminary injunction, interstate transportation is good. On the final injunction, I'm assuming it's the same result because the judge had to find that it was likely that we would win on that issue to give us the preliminary injunction. So if it's likely that we're going to win, and most, if not all, of the law has been presented, then, and it's the same judge that's going to make the decision, I think it's fair to say that we should win when we get to that stage. And then that means it covers all the listed snakes, and it covers all the states. In other words, transportation into Florida, transportation into Texas will be permitted. Out of Texas and Florida is now permitted under the injunction, but into those states will be covered by a final injunction. Also, there were a lot of issues that Fish and Wildlife raised to try to, because we're just at what they call a preliminary stage of the case, and there's an outstanding motion for dismissal. So that's really early stages of the case. And there was issues where they were trying to have our case dismissed because of what they call statute of limitations. They said we didn't bring it in time. It seemed like a kind of very peculiar argument, never made sense to me. Just from basic law school understanding of statute of limitations, the judge, to give us a preliminary injunction, had to decide that the statute of limitations argument was no good. He had to get rid of those arguments. So yeah, it's going to change the course of events. What wasn't really discussed and dealt with is what we call the science portion of the case. That has not been dealt with by the judge. I mean, he got little snippets of it in the process, but that has not been dealt with at this preliminary injunction stage. I had to say that the statute of limitations ran some 20 years ago. And the real simple answer to that is that the listing, the original listing occurred in 2012, the Burmese and the African rocks and the yellow anaconda, and then the rest of the animals, the retics and the other anacondas, were just listed this year. It's a 6-year statute of limitations, so even if you assume it applies, those animals were just listed in the last 4 years. Yeah, and it's a 6-year statute, so it's like, well, how do you come to this conclusion? And they had some kind of legalistic kind of argument that didn't make sense.
As far as what this means moving into the future, assuming that we get everything overturned and everything goes the way that we would hope it would go, what does that mean as far as protecting this from happening again? Does USARK have a plan for that, or is this this precedent going to be enough to ensure that, retail keepers aren't going to get thrown under the bus?
Well, I mean, there's different levels of that question. With regard to the interstate transportation, that's a legal matter. So that decision, when it's made on the merits, that'll be the end of that. The only thing that'll be able to change that is a bill that's introduced in Congress that gets voted affirmatively by the Senate, by the House of Representatives, and isn't vetoed by the President. The only way that they can overcome that at this point is through a legislative process. I mean, of course, they can appeal these things, but assuming that the appeals go along and we continue to prevail on the interstate transportation issue, that's the only thing that they can do. On the other issue, the science issue, depending upon how we might prevail on that, Fish and Wildlife may have an opportunity to relist, but that basically has to do with importation at this point, because we'll have already won the interstate transportation issue. So that'll only have to do with importation. I'm not saying it's not an important aspect, but obviously the interstate transportation issue is, you tell me, 90, 95. I mean, it's for most owners and breeders, it's the main thing.
I just want to add that importation still is important.
Absolutely.
As far as getting new blood and everything.
Absolutely.
And different morphs and whatnot. So we don't want
localities.
Right.
It is important, and we're not letting loose on that.
Right.
We're going to see that no matter what. Last year in West Virginia, there was a law passed, and they said make a list of dangerous wild animals. The original list had all salamanders, all tree frogs, all clawed frogs, all toads, all turtles. Had some of the larger lizards. It had all crocodilians and all venomous snakes as the original list in West Virginia. And we decided we were going to draw a line in the sand there. And over the course from about June of last year until about February, March of this year, we slowly chipped away at that list until everything had been removed except for Komodo dragons. We anticipate more state legislation, and we are gearing up to fight it. And the example of West Virginia is the best example we have.
As far as grassroots, what can we do as individual vendors, breeders, owners to?
What I would suggest to everyone is just to take a couple minutes, a couple times a month or so, and look at the postings that USARK is putting up. We try to hit the important issues. That's where you'll find, our suggestions, and we try very carefully to write those things clearly and simply, and anyone can send a question to us. We'll answer it as best we can. USARK always uses the word responsible. We expect all reptile keepers to be responsible. We expect all reptile vendors to be responsible. That is the standard. And unfortunately, that's not always met, but that is the standard. We're dealing with legislation at the federal level, at the state level, at the county level, at the municipal level. There's a lot, there's programs, there's ways of getting the heads up on legislation at the federal level and at the state level. It is quite difficult to know what's going on at a county level or at a municipal level. And one of the most important things for us at USARK is to have people say, hey, we found this out. But it is true, people that live in the county or in the municipality find out something's happened and there hasn't been any publicity about it. And then we have to go in after the fact and try to deal with it. Sometimes these things do get picked up ahead of time, and we will become involved immediately as soon as we're aware of it.